Hey, welcome back. Okay, so we've got a car that's coming, and we're not too sure exactly what we are gonna do and how far we're gonna go on the vehicle, right? So this here was a chrome bumper vehicle, so the preface 323 that has gone through like a makeover, some sort of makeover where the guys put plastic bumpers on. It's got the bigger taillight. We'll walk to the back now, but it's got the bigger taillight conversion done at the back with a plastic bumper at the back. But this guy is just not done. It's a car that looks nice from far, but up close there's issues on the car. So we're gonna go through it, but we're gonna go through this guy in stages, and we're not just gonna jump into it. So paint wise, we're definitely gonna repaint the vehicle. We're gonna have to go through a lot of the beadings on it. Like there's a lot of clips, there's a lot of nitty gritty issues on it. You look at the panels here, for example. This panel is tight, but there's a gap where I can fit my finger in this panel, so I need to see what's going on there. The paint is not up to scratch on this vehicle, so there's a lot of issues, and you'll see it under lighting, and we'll do a further inspection of it. There's issues on the paint. The car's been masked off before when it's been painted, so you'll find a lot of marks on the edge of the rubber, and the right way of doing it is let me rephrase that. The right way of doing it is not the way we do it. The right way of doing it is to take off and replace. But obviously, when you take off and replace, there's a lot of clips, beadings, and stuff like that that you've got to replace because they do either get damaged or, like these guys, like to shrink, and you will have to replace them. But at the same time, we can also freshen them up because these are faded away. But in order to get this car done properly, we need to take down. I won't say we need to take down the metal, but we're most likely gonna go that route because I don't think there's a lot of body filler on the vehicle besides for what's happening at the back. But there's paint issues on the car. So prep work. There's a lot of production marks on the vehicle, and what I'll do is I'll do a short video of it under the detail lighting. Then you can actually see what I'm able to see now with the naked eye. Then there's the mechanical aspect of the vehicle. The car, okay, the exhaust is leaking. The exhaust boxes have got holes in it. So I phoned Uncle Tom from TNT. We're going to do a nice TNT branch on it. We're going to do TNT exhaust boxes on it, but I'm going to ask Sanjeev Powerflow, it's now SSR actually, to build us a proper system. So we'll do a full stainless steel on it, do a nice TIG weld, if I'm not mistaken, on it. And we're not going to do 57s, we're going to do dual 50s. And on that topic of the dual, on the 50 millimeter, I'll actually do a full video on that because there's a lot of controversy. It's a controversial topic where people stick to 57 millimeter and they swear by it. And we've found a couple of things out which should be informative to E30 owners, to 2.9 drivers. Even your normal 2.5 motors, your 2.7 motors, that's a topic for another day. So we're going to do an exhaust on it. There's bushes that's gone on the vehicle. There's mechanical issues, so wear and tear that we're going to tackle as well. That's going to go up into the shop now, onto the left, and we're going to actually start with this vehicle right now. So I want to get this video done quickly. But let's just go through the car. So here's the one issue that we picked up. The lip on the front is something else, but there's issues on the paintwork itself. Wait, I don't know if the camera can pick this up here. Okay, so we'll get it under lighting and I'll show you the issues. And this is visible issues, like cracks in the paint. And then you'll find, I don't know what this here is. I don't know what this here is. And then there's fish eyes in it. So we've got the cracks in the paint here. We've got, what marks? These are production marks. There's fish eyes here, and there's something over there that we need to figure out. So bottom line is, in order for us to get the paint right, we need to strip out what we need to strip out. So your badges, the guy's got to get stripped out properly in order for this car to get painted properly. Then we move over to this side here, and you'll see there's issues in the paint wherever you go, right? So you're cracking up on here already, and there's rust creeping underneath here. Then there is an issue, and we'll get to this issue on the left when the car's lifted up. I'll do that when the car's lifted up. There's rust on the bottom of the car, and there's a piece of fiberglass that's been put in there for rust. There's cracks up on the paint here. Then let's just go to the back here quickly. Okay, so the boot spoiler has to be changed. I don't know what somebody tried here. The boot spoiler's got to be changed. And you can see here, you can actually feel the paint the paint is so rough, and I don't know what this is. It almost looks like an overspray of, I don't know. Okay, so down to this section here now, right? So it's a chrome bumper vehicle with a plastic bumper back section on. I don't know how far they've cut. I don't know what they've done on the vehicle. But what I can see is that we've got lining up issues on here already. So the boot is sitting skew, and I need to distinguish where that is coming in from. Then there's a major dent in here. So if you look at your bumper line from here to here, you'll actually see that the panel is going in. So if you're not critical, we're not going to have an issue with it, but you're never going to get this bumper to line up properly. You can see there's a gap on the bumper on this side here, and the whole bumper is actually tucked in underneath here. So we need to see what is going on this side here. Then when the car is lifted up, I'm going to show you a plate that has been put in here, and I don't know, we'll get the owner in to see what he feels about this here, but I'll show you that when they get now. So when I was talking to you about the masking marks, you can actually see here, okay, this is some of the issues that we're talking about, how it's been masked. And this has been placed in like this here, masked around and painted around, and this is the issues you find afterwards. That's the reason you don't mask a car like this, and we don't want to do blowovers as such where we've got a mask. So we've got issues all the way here, and you'll see these lines. So for me, this here irritates me. Then we've got bubbling on the paint here. This here shows me that there's rust underneath the door here. There's bubbling starting up. So I'm not going to go into every single nutting grit on this vehicle, right? But there's issues on the car. So in order for us to sort the issues out, like in my previous video, the best way to do it is, take down to metal, because we don't know what's happening under the body filler. We don't know what body filler is on there. We don't know what the guys have done beforehand. I just want to open this door here. Okay, this is just the chrome. So interior of the car looks fairly decent. There's a couple of items missing, like the kick panel and stuff like that. But the car starts up, she's idling high. She's sucking in air somewhere, and the 323s are prone to that, right? Because you've got so many vacuum pipes all over the show. Okay, the keys are not in the car. But you start the car up, she's straight into straight into a high idle. And these 323s have got vacuum pipes, and if you're watching this car, this video, then you know, okay, she's auto. So the exhaust is leaking very badly. She's sucking in air somewhere, but there's so many vacuum pipes. There's so many vacuum pipes on the intake side on the 323s that if you plug in the wrong pipes in the wrong sides, she'll leak. If you're not getting correct vacuum pressure at certain ends, she'll leak. Not leak, she'll suck in air, the idling will jump up. It's actually a headache. So Shakil, remember on your 323, we had issues like that, and that's where we actually learned a lot about them. And especially brittle pipes. So remember, it's aged, the vehicles are aged as well. So we've got to go through all of that, get the mechanical side of it sorted out. So the procedure that we're going to follow on this vehicle is, let's get the car mechanically riding first. Let's get the suspension seen to. Let's get the oil leaks. There's tons of oil leaks on the car. Get the oil leaks into, get the idlings into, get the exhaust into. Let the customer drive his car, use it for a bit, and then from there we will tackle paint and body. So let's get the car up on the lift quickly. Let's go through the undercarriage. We have had it washed already, so we can try and just let it idle and see where the leaks are originating from, and let's take it from there. Okay, so let's start from the back of the vehicle quickly. Remember, this car, I believe, was bought from the coast. So firstly, you can see the rust starting up here, and I don't know what plate is in here. It feels like rubberizer on the inside, so we'll have to build. This is how rotten it actually is. This is metal, so this plate has got to get built up. Then they put sheet metal in on the side here, and you can see the sheet metal is not even prepped up on the inside here. See the side here also. Yeah, this is raw metal here, so it's just a matter of time. Okay, yeah, you can see the issue here. Comes here. So if you look on this side here of the inside of the valence, you'll actually see the weld here and the stitch over this thing is going to start rusting into the valence, into the weld, and falling into the body over time. So this is why I'm saying that I don't know where the car has been cut up at the bottom here, and we need to basically strip down here and see what the heck is going on here, and try and figure out from there. So that we'll do another video on as we start with body. So we know that the back of the car is definitely an issue, and this is actually bullshit. This is sheet metal that's put on here. It's 1.6 millimeter sheet metal. It's not even cleaned out at the bottom here. It's still rough where you can get cut. You got a plate that needs to go in there. Okay, the exhaust boxes, I told you that's rotten out. Then from underneath the car, look, the car has been rubberized before or whatever it is, and I'm actually gonna push my customer now to let's clean this bottom section up and let's just get the car looking decent. We are going through this right now. So this car has got so much of grime at the bottom where I can't actually see the bushes, but drilling on bushes don't look too bad. There's a couple of bushes that we're going to do at the back. I see she's got a set of lowering springs on it. I don't know how this car drives. I do believe it is loud. The back is not insulated, so in the booth, the car is not insulated properly there, so we're going to have to re-insulate there and get the car quieter. It is an automatic vehicle, so I do believe that there's rust going to start up in these chassis legs if we don't treat them properly. So we might opt to go for, you can see the rubberizer is actually pulling off. So I don't know if this is factory rubberizer, if it's an aftermarket one that was put on. I'm going to opt to clean this car out, clean the surface rust off, reseal the car at the bottom, re-rubberize the car. And in that sense, it will also make the car will also have, it'll look good. The good thing about the vehicle is I don't see any major rust here, but there is a plate. So you can, if you guys can come from the side here, you'll actually see there's two bolts put in. This is probably to hold the pedal. There's a plate in here with fiberglass. You can actually see me bending this plate out here now. There's rust here on the shit. And I hate this spot here. Okay, so the camera's gonna have to come here now, right? But as I'm pointing here, there's rust on the chassis leg here, there's rust on this area here. And I'm actually gonna show you guys the chassis leg that we've built up now. And it looks like there's issues here. Oh, fuck. Okay, so I'm finding this chassis leg still looks original, but there's rust creeping up there, so we need to clear that rust out there and clear the rust out on the side. So we might have to make up a plate, not a plate, we might have to make out a panel that side there. But now, so you've got somebody that has welded on the car before, which is all good and well. You've welded a plate, you've reinforced it. But guys, remember something. Firstly, you haven't sealed the outside of it, so there's definitely rust gonna start forming from here, and it's starting to form from this side here already. That's gonna follow through over time. So all the work that was done before is just a waste of time. The other thing is, even if you seal the outside, if you primer the outside and you seal the outside, the inside has got to be sealed as well, because the inside is bare metal, right? So it might take, I won't say it will take longer to rust. There might be more moisture in there, so it'll start rusting from the inside out, and that's the scariest part, is that you don't see that rust. So yeah, this has been built up here, and we need to check what is going on here, and also check the alignment of the car, because this is new mountings, cross member mountings that's been put in here. So the motor looks straight, everything looks straight, but we'll just make sure. So okay, so there is metal work that's going to be done on the vehicle. You guys can see the steering lock. I'm sure the steering is going to be locked. Okay, this is a bit, let me see here. So this is a bit of a safety issue here. Can the camera get in there? Okay, let me get some lighting there quickly. I just want to show you guys here, because you've got a fresh new panel, so it looks like a 2mm sheet. How's that there? It's a bit better? Yeah. Okay, so the area that I'm talking about is here. Oh my god. Come into here for me. There where those pipes are. Now if you guys can have a look at the rust there. So that's not rust, that's a rotten chassis leg with a new weld onto that. So okay, So the only way to repair that, sorry, let me put this light down now. The only way to really repair that is for motor box to come out the same way as we're doing the Calypso IS. Motor box to come out, assess from there. And you know what, let's just do, let me do an update on that car for you quickly. Not an update as such, let me just go to that car and show you guys how far we've had to go actually to build the chassis leg up. Quickly that we've done early in the year, right? And there's a lot of fabrication that's actually going on this vehicle. And I showed you guys in the previous videos of how rotten the chassis legs were in it. So this is one chassis leg that we've had to make up, but this here wasn't the worst one of it. So, but if you guys can see, the motor box had to come out of the vehicle and we had to make up the chassis leg. So the chassis leg is made up of certain plates, right? There's a plate running, this is one plate here. There's another two reinforcing plates on the inside, and then you've got your studs coming from the inside, which I'll show you on the leg that we're making up now. But there's a whole reinforcement on it. It's not just 2mm sheet and finishing cloth. So there's almost 5mm of reinforcing in total on this section here. This is one plate here into here. If you come into the engine bay on this side here, you'll actually see how far we had to come in. But in order to get this here, we had to build up quite a bit. You can't just go and put a square tube in, for example, or something else and just weld onto here. It's a safety issue. So if you guys have a look at the right hand side of the car, that's how far we had to strip out and cut out just to get the chassis leg made up properly. I'm going to show you one of the reinforcements that we had to make up is this guy here. So this is the reinforcement that goes into the chassis leg, and we've still got to cut out in certain places for your cross member bolts to come through, so it'll come through the center here, but we've had to shape up in certain places, and then we've got to re-stitch on the inside here just to strengthen this whole guy out. This is I think this is 2mm, and then the rest of the reinforcing we're using another 3mm of it, and then obviously getting that welded onto the body, because the body is 1.6mm on the firewall. It's a little bit tricky, so it's not as simple as, okay, just put a plate in there and finish. This is one of the sections to it. Here's the other. Wait, I'm gonna come there. Come. And this is the other section to it here. So this guy, this is the chassis leg that we're making up, and we've left the side. We've left the side open until we can get. This is your bolts. Not your. Sorry, man. Sorry, I got my hands full here. So this here is your cross member, where your cross member bolts go into. This is your nut there, so it's not normal nuts that you have in there. This is the reinforcement that we've got in there. So we've got 3mm there plus 2mm, which is 5mm. Then you've got that sheet that I showed you now, or that channel that comes in it as well. So that's more reinforcement onto that, and you can understand why your engine is supported on that. So we've had to stitch on the inside, stitch on the outside. It's not cleaned up as yet, but this is the primer that I've been talking about. So it's a special welding primer that you've got to use for the insides, and you can actually weld through it. It's not normal primer. Normal primer will just burn out, but this is how far we've got to go in order to build up a chassis leg. So we've got the left hand side built up of this car already. We're still busy on the right hand side of it. So having said that, we've seen issues on that car. There's not rust issues, there's rotten panels on that car, and there's no way of covering it up, MacGyvering it, or just cutting any corners. We've got to unfortunately go through the headache of taking motor box out, stripping out that side, stripping the chassis leg out, getting rid of the rust, treating the inside of it. So we need to see on the top wall of it if there's any rust on there. If there is, hopefully it's surface at this point. Clean that up, treat it. If it's sputtered, we need to pull that panel out as well. So having said that, let's leave that for the next video. I might actually have to change the structure weight of the car, because we said let's get the car driving and mechanically sound and then do panel work afterwards, but I'm not too happy about the chassis leg. Okay, So whatever the decision is, I will advise in the next video. Yeah. So guys, again, let me know what you guys think about the car. Let me know what you guys think about the content so far. I'll be updating you guys on the next video. Should be on the white IS. We've got some good progress on it. Motor is coming in now in the next half an hour. There's a lot of balls and nuts. So I've spoken to the previous owner yesterday about it. I've been sitting for 2 weeks electroplating, but we've got the colors correct. We've got the rear suspension done. Front suspension is done. Steering rack is coming in next week. The DUF, custom made DUF. So we're going with a 373 ratio slip DUF on it, but fully restored, fully rebuilt. I'm not doing it here. I don't want to do a DUF. I done one. I done 2 DUFs. The first one I done was 100%. The second one I done, I messed up. So I can't get the lashes. It just doesn't agree with me. So sent it out. Sent it to the professionals. Got it done there. What else is coming in? The gearbox is right. We got the roof liner in. We've got the sealer in before that. The carpets are in. So leave that for the next video. Guys, you guys know what to do. Communicate with us. Let us know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, share. And I hope you enjoy this. Cheers, guys.